What a pleasant good morning from the nation's capital here in Monrovia, and welcome to King's News Broom, 45 minutes of the most recent news about Liberia and other parts of the world. Today is Thursday, January 9th, 2025. I am your presenter, Otis Sankan. Stories we're carrying this morning: opposition coalition for democratic change accuses ruling Unity Party of deploying clandestine and wartime methods to harass and arrest individuals perceived as political opponents. U.S. government re-emphasizes its position in putting in stringent measures that could prevent Liberians stay and overstay in the United States beyond their stipulated time. Mothers of a 21-year-old man expresses disappointment in the Liberian health sectors after tragic death of her son at the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital in Congo Town. Attributes her son's death to the country's poor health system. And away from Liberia, U.S. accuses paramilitary rapid support forces of Sudan's genocide and sanctions its leaders. The headlines. We take a break to return with the full bulletin of news. Welcome back. The Coalition for Democratic Change has alarmed over information of the Unity Party government alleged deployment of what it termed as clandestine and wartime methods to harass and arrest individuals perceived as political opponents. In a statement issued Wednesday, the CDC noted that its concern follows a series of arrests targeting individuals believed to be members of the CDC, as well as other citizens exercising the rights to free speech. The party has expressed fears that those arrested might either be killed or transferred to a hostile country, adding that it has been the pattern of the government, as in the case of Sharif and others who allegedly traded for 10 pickups by President Bouacar. The party also termed the detention of citizens, particularly following the December 17 demonstration, as a significant violation of Liberian constitution and an infringement upon the fundamental rights of a citizen, including the rights to free movement. The CDC further decried over the increasing numbers of mysterious deaths in the country, noting that it points to a clear lack of security under the Bouacar regime. U.S. government has re-emphasized its position in putting a stringent measure that could prevent Liberians stay and overstay in the United States beyond their stipulated time. Speaking on state radio Wednesday, a consular officer at the U.S. Embassy near Monrovia, Nick Wooden, said about 20% of Liberians who were issued U.S. visas last year overstayed, while about 18% stayed in the U.S. Wooden emphasized the need for visa applicants to take due note and act accordingly. He made the disclosure Wednesday on state radio. The government of Liberia is expected to officially launch the arrest agenda for inclusive development and the country development agenda on January 15 in Buchanan, Grand-Bassa County. According to a finance ministry release issued Wednesday, the event will be graced by President Joseph Bouacar, who will lead the unveiling of the development framework, marking a pivotal moment in the nation's journey towards sustainable, inclusive, and equitable development. The arrest agenda for inclusive development serves as Liberia's comprehensive roadmap for national transformation from 2025 to 2029. It also outlines an integrated approach to development that emphasizes the country's core priorities, focusing on agriculture, roads, rule of law, education, sanitation, and health and tourism for all Liberians, particularly the most marginalized and vulnerable communities. The plan is designed to respond to the specific aspiration of the citizens of Liberia, addressing key development agendas or challenges and leveraging the country's unique resources for transformative growth. This inclusive process reflects Liberia's commitment to a democratic and transparent development agenda that prioritizes the well-being of all citizens, especially those in rural and underserved areas. The Ministry of Finance and Development Planning is expected to host a workshop aimed at ensuring the effective execution of fiscal year 2025 national budget. The workshop, which will take place from January 9 to 11 at the Ministerial Complex in Congo Town, is designed to refresh and deepen the understanding of policymakers and technical staff from spending entities on key fiscal rules, budget execution procedures, monitoring, and reporting. According to a release from the ministry, the workshop is critical to enhancing the capacity of spending entities to execute the budget efficiently and responsibly. The release further emphasized that the workshop will equip participants with the necessary knowledge and tools to ensure public funds are used effectively to meet citizen needs while supporting the government's broader development goal. The ministry release also outlined the specific objectives of the workshop, ensuring the FY 2025 budget is executed in alignment with the approved national budget, deepening the understanding of fiscal rules, policies, and procedures related to budget execution, among other things. The workshop is expected to bring together a total of 596 participants, including officials from 108 spending entities. The University of Liberia Faculty and Staff Association has reminded the newly appointed president of the university of numerous challenges affecting the faculty and student communities ahead of her inauguration on Friday, January 10. UL FASAD, in a release issued Tuesday, informed Dr. Linlade Mampanya that navigating these challenges and instituting the necessary reform require careful planning, thus calling on her to be strategic in implementing insightful decisions for the growth of the institution. The University of Liberia Faculty and Staff Association further urged Dr. Mampanya to avail herself as a progressive partner in addressing the current challenges at the university. The state-run University Faculty and Staff Association at the same time pledged a commitment to working with the university's new head to engage stakeholders in finding workable and long-term solutions to the most pressing issues affecting faculties. Dr. Lenley Mampanya is an American national recently appointed as the 16th president of the University of Liberia. A mother of a 21-year-old man has expressed disappointment in the Liberian health sector following the tragic death of her son on Tuesday at the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital in Congo Town. According to Veronica Thier, prior to her son's death, he had complained of a back pain which eventually resulted to hydroxy and was taken to the John F. Kennedy Medical Hospital for treatment. She narrated that she later transferred him to the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital in Congo Town due to the lack of medical attention provided to the deceased by the JFK health authorities. The deceased mother added that due to the critical condition of her son, a surgical operation was carried out on him, a process that reportedly led to his demise. The late Benedictus Williams was a 2023 graduate of the St. Edward Catholic School in Lokentown. Meanwhile, the Liberian healthcare system is reportedly facing numerous challenges, including the lack of essential equipment and supplies, trained health care provider, and adequate funding. Radio Entertainment Liberia is expected to conclude the second phase of the Three Wise Men jackpot on Friday at the Invisible Park in Congo Town. In an exclusive interview with Kings FM, the chief executive officer of REL, Randolph Halinga, said the winners of the second phase will walk away with a Nissan Rogue Jeep as a way of rewarding them. He added that the ceremony will be attended by several top musicians, radio personalities, Lone Star Cell MTN representative, among others. He noted from 20 to 200,000 Liberian dollars will be given to winners who are expected to play the cash giveaway on the days of the presentation at the Invisible Sport Park. Halingard emphasized that beginning March of this year onward, REL will give every month one bedroom house to a winner. Human rights advocate Anthony Cole is calling on the Economic Community of West African States to intervene in the Liberian democratic rights. Speaking with reporters Wednesday, January 8, 2025, Anthony claims that national government aren't responding with government officials. According to Cole, government official assets are being delayed and lawmakers are frightening citizens within the country. Cole mentioned government should enforce the law and should impose a good government system. Government should have accountability and transparency to provide jobs for its citizens. He further said the economic community of West African states system is low and is violating the citizens' democratic rights. A Liberian businesswoman, Teresa Camara, is calling on the national government to caution the business community to avoid rejecting the coins, dollars on the Liberian market. Madam Camara said the rejection of the coins, dollars by business people is causing embarrassment to their businesses, something she said is affecting their profits. According to Teresa Camara, the coins, dollars was brought into the country for the free flow of the Liberian local currency in the market community and not to be rejected by citizens for what she described as for no reason. She, however, noted that there is a need for the government to intervene and put the situation under control for the good and fair business communities. A group named and Star Kiambo's Association is calling on the national government to afford them time to adjust themselves in keeping with the government new restrictions. The government, through the Ministry of Justice on December 30th, 2024, warned against the selling of petroleum products on the streets effectively January 15, 2025. However, the group, through its president, Bobby Grace, said the government decision was reached unknown to them, adding that there is a need for government to give them time. He added that the government decision will have negative impact on their livelihood. Kimball are ordinary street sellers involved with sales of gasoline, fuel, and other petroleum products on the market. The Joint Security through the Liberian National Police has officially confirmed that the fire that ravaged the Capitol building on December 18, 2024 was as the result of an act of arson. The devastating blaze, which completely destroyed the William R. Torbert Joint Chamber, the central hall used by the Liberian legislature, has left both citizens and lawmakers in shock. At a joint press conference held Wednesday at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police, Police Inspector General Colonel Gregory Coleman, along with officials from the Liberia Fire Service, disclosed the findings of their extensive investigation into the fire. According to Inspector General Coleman, the evidence gathered over the past few weeks was conclusively proven that the fire was deliberately set. He added that the joint security have identified individuals of interest, and the investigation has revealed sufficient evidence to support that the fire was caused by arson. RG Coleman further stated that the joint security correlate in the process of contacting those individuals, and if they fail to go to the investigative team, they will not hesitate to arrest them. Welcome back. Indeed, if you are just joining us, you are in tune to King's News Broom, 45 minutes of the most recent news from Liberia and other parts of the world. Stories we carry this morning. Coalition for Democratic Change accuses ruling Unity Party of deploying clandestine and wartime methods to harass and arrest individuals perceived as political opponents. U.S. government re-emphasizes its position in putting stringent measures that could prevent Liberians staying and overstay in the United States beyond their stipulated time. Mother of a 21 years old man expresses disappointment in the Liberian health sector after tragic death of her son at the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital in Congo Town, attributes her son's death to the country's poor health system. And away from Liberia, U.S. accuses paramilitary rapid support forces of Sudan genocide and sanction its leader. We'll take another break to return with the voices that make the news. Welcome back. Sorry for that long break. As you may have heard in the news, the Joint Security through the Liberia National Police has officially confirmed that the fire that ravaged the Capitol building on December 18, 2024 was as a result of an act of arson. Addressing a joint press conference on yesterday at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police, Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman, along with officials from the Liberian Fire Service, disclosed that the finding of their extensive investigation into the fire. According to Inspector General Coleman, the evidence gathered over the past few weeks has conclusively proven that the fire was deliberately set.
Sufficient evidence to call the act at the Capitol an act of arson. As part of our investigative analysis, the electrical system at the Capitol building was duly assessed, and it has an automatic circuit breaker that should trip internally when there is a major short in the building that could lead to fire. Up to the time that the building was powered into the building, which is an indicator that not have been a short that caused that particular fire. We also observed from the investigation that the smoke from the fire is consistent with that of an accelerant, heavy, thick black smoke that is also coming from the Capitol building on the color of the flame of the fire as well is also consistent with that of an accelerant as well. We also observed as part of the investigation that the fire with electric, if it was an electrical fire, it would have a specific place that it might begin from, But in this case, there were multiple areas that we noticed that the fire picked up from. So it wasn't like from one particular location spreading through all the room, but from multiple locations around the room. So at this point in time, we're definitive about calling arson. We have identified people of interest in this investigation. Those people of interest have been reached. We have sent out clear messages to them to come in to continue the investigation. In the case where they do not show up, they will be arrested. Because we absolutely know in this country by the Constitution that is immune from such felonious acts, and as such, allow hope to willingly cooperate with this investigation.
His Police Inspector General Gregory Como there speaking. A Liberian businesswoman, Teresa Camara, is calling on the national government to caution the business community to avoid rejecting the coins, dollars on the Liberian market. Madam Camara said the rejection of the coins, dollars by business people is causing embarrassment to the businesses, something she said is affecting their profits.
Teresa Camara. Yeah, what I want to say to the Liberians people, they bring coins in the country to help us, but now the business people refusing coins. When you carry coins to go buy, they can refuse the coins. Even the store, the grocery, the common market people, and all of them, they refusing coins. Coins is trying to get all hard time in the market. They don't want to hold coins. So that Liberian people, that the people see about it. Let the government get to it quick before it get too late. Now what I want to tell them. Now I selling me people soon, which some of us saying in our market, and I all can get a quick split. Then when we go spend it now, they can't hold it for all again. I'm losing because when I go spend the money, they can't hold it. And when you go in the market, plenty people can be talking on they say the store people don't hold it, the PP business people don't hold it. So that say now they refusing it too. They get all receipt, but they just refusing the money.
Yeah, so like why you were saying
then the government talk about it because getting rampant now. The government need to talk about it because time we come it will get with the common business people it will get all hard time. Because we sell what in our market we can get more coins. Then when we go buy with the coins and they refuse it from us.
She's a Liberian businesswoman, Teresa Camara, there speaking. Radio Entertainment Liberia is expected to conclude the second phase of the Three Wise Men jackpot on Friday at the Invisible Park in Congo Town. The Chief Executive Officer of REL, Randolph Harlingan, said the winner of the second phase will walk away with a Nissan Rogue Jeep as a way of rewarding them. He added that the ceremony will be attended by several top musicians, radio personalities, Lone Star Cell representatives, among others.
Teresa Camara. Yeah, what I want to say.
Friday, the 10th of January, we're having the second Wise Men. You know, we launched what we call the Three Wise Men, and we promised that there will be a lot of gifts from the Wise Men. The first Wise Man paid out in November. The second Wise Man is paying in January. And what is coming out tomorrow on the Friday, we're giving out one Nissan Rogue. A winner who just probably play with just $200 Liberian have the chance to win a Nissan Rogue. And also we have cash prizes starting from $20,000 all the way to $200,000. We also have a discount market at grounds of the Invisible Park. There'll be 20% discount from Momo. So we have over 40 vendors available who will be selling. We're also going to have a very great time. Entertainment will be available. Presenters will be present. Musicians will be present. Musicians like Christoph the Change will be there. We'll have Anitram also passing through. We have Stoner, who is one of our influencers. And we also have Bokero. No, sorry, not Bokero, but we also have Nigga Blow, who's also going to be performing. So it's going to be an exhibition of business, fun, and entertainment. We're going to have a very good time on the grounds of the Invisible Park. So if you're not part of us yet, please make sure you are there. And also, those who will be playing the game at the premises of the Invisible Park would have the chance to do what we call the spin the wheel. There's a wheel of fortune that is there. So if you're playing the game in our presence, there are bags of rice, there are cash prizes, there are gifts that you'll be taking. Once you play and you spin the wheel and whatever you get, $200 Liberian. Okay. That's all it takes for you to play. And what we'd like to say is, look, Radio Entertainment is here to stay. We're here to make sure that, look, the business sector, the gaming platforms that we have, we extend it to everybody. This is just one of the gaming platforms we have. There are several gaming platforms that we're going to introduce as a company. We want to make sure that, look, the Liberian people have the best in terms of, decent gaming opportunities. Now, there are several persons who have different other games that they are selling in this country, but we are very unique in what we do. I mean, our game has been very transparent. People have actually benefited from it. So it's an opportunity for those who have not tried it to give it a try.
He's Randolph Harlingan, the CEO of Radio Entertainment Liberia, there speaking. A group named and Star Campbell's Association is calling on the national government to afford them time to adjust themselves in keeping with the government new restriction. The government, through the Ministry of Justice on December 30th, 2024, warned against the selling of petroleum products on the streets, effectively January 15. Cambodia are ordinary street sellers involved with selling of gasoline, fuel, and other petroleum products on the market. Yana is the head.
The news would not be your good news. It would be your bad news. And that day and that entire month, more especially the kind of new year they have given us, it is a kind of shocking news. And it is not something good. We were not informed. This is something that we just wake up one morning. We saw a press release that you can sell no longer and you have no access to your business after 15 days. Whether you could even have a product that maybe even 5,000 gallon or 2,000 gallon, the government is saying actually they are not looking at it. They are not even evaluating the risk involved, right? They have not even done the survey to know the kind of young people, the librarian people that are involved with this business. So our government is actually not looking at that, but actually to see that you have to vacate, in a very short period of time. We see that right now we are in negotiation with one vendor, one investor, right? But then the modernization of gas station, the least money you spend to modernize a gas station is nothing less than $50,000. If you can build something like what Tudo has or the Connect, you have to be talking about $150,000 Liberian dollars. And you look at USD, it's not LT, it's USD. So for the government to just abruptly wake up without analyzing the risks involved and just telling a Liberian to leave the street, for us, we want to be very humble. We are not violent people. We want to continue to appeal to the government.
He's Bobby Gray, the head of the Cambodia Association, that's speaking. Indeed, if you are just joining us, it's a reminder that you are in tune to King's News Broom, 45 minutes of the most recent news for Liberia and other parts of the world. Stories we carry in this morning: Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change accuses ruling United Party of deploying clandestine and wartime methods to harass and arrest individuals perceived as political opponents. U.S. government re-emphasizes its position in putting in stringent measures that could prevent Liberians staying and overstaying in the United States beyond the stipulated time. Mother of a 21-year-old man expresses disappointment in the Liberian health sector after tragic death of her son at the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital in Concord, attributes her son's death to the country's poor health system. And away from Liberia, U.S. accuses paramilitary rapid support forces of Sudan genocide and sanction its leaders. We'll take another break to come back with more development.
My son came to me and said, I did not know I was sick. I didn't know. So I told him, because whenever you do some work, you always going to my back hitting back pain.
Sorry for that. A mother of a 21-year-old man has expressed disappointment in the Liberian health sector following the tragic death of her son on Tuesday at the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital in Congo Town. According to Veronica Tier, prior to her son's death, he had a complaint of a back pain, which eventually resulted to hydrocele and was taken to the John F. Kennedy Medical Hospital for treatment. She narrated she later transferred him to the St. Joseph Catholic Hospital in Congo Town due to the lack of medical attention provided to the deceased by the JFK health authorities.
My son came to me and said, I experienced seeing some back pain. They will come whenever you do some work, you always come to my back hitting. So I started. After that, he said, well, I'm seeing certain marks here. Only my stomach here, between the thigh and the carry part. Since I'm seeing some marks, so he showed to me I did not know why I was sick, so I had to go to the hospital. So I took the medical insurance slip and I went to the hospital. I went with MOE. So I went to the hospital to GFK. Doctor said that there will be 1 year. They had this herniated. So we went to FK and we took the whole day. We went to FK that morning from 5:30. We left our house. We stayed in FK until 5 in the evening. So I was like frustrated and fine. So I decided that since Joseph Catholic covering my insurance, I would then go there, make myself take treatment there because it's a big hospital. So this day, the 20th of December, we went to St. Joseph Catholic Hospital and we went through the procedures. We did our registration. This is the card they gave me, the registration card, hospital card.
Okay.
So they directed us to one that doctor did. So when we went to the hospital, to the cardiologist's office, he sent for us to do lab, my son did his lab. He called me in the room and said, your son have onion. So I asked him, doctor, is there any other medication I've been given? He said, no, the only thing I can be done is surgery. So I said, well, I don't really like that name surgery. He said, no. If you have a deep cut, I'll get example. He said, if you have a deep cut on you cannot do anything until you sew it right. I said, yes. He said, the hard process is like, you have to sew that, you have to open it up and close it before you get better.
She's Veronica Thier, the mother of the deceased boy who died at the St. Joseph's Catholic Hospital. They're speaking. U.S. government has re-emphasized its position in putting in stringent measures that could prevent Liberians staying and overstaying in the United States beyond their stipulated time. Speaking on state radio, a consular officer at the U.S. Embassy near Monrovia, Nick Wooden, said about 20% of Liberians who were issued U.S. visas last year overstayed, while about 18% stayed in the U.S. He spoke on the Super Morning Show on state radio.
Last year we issued about 20% of Liberian applicants who came to our windows. This is across the world, but most of the applicants are here in Liberia. What we saw in our data is that in 2023, of the people that we issued visas to about 20% never left the United States.
20%.
About 20%. To put that into perspective, that's 11th highest in the world. It's essentially both the discrepancy between those two numbers. It's about 20% of people who overstayed, about 18% of people who never left. This is an incredibly high number for any country. That's the environment that consular officers need, with the understanding that that portion of the population is not going to come back, right? That means that any Liberian applicant who comes to us is inherently a riskier endeavor when we're issuing a visa, right? We have to take that into consideration when we're making these decisions. We look at everything about the visa applicant, who you are, why you're going to the United States, what's going to bring you back to Liberia, and unfortunately, how other people from Liberia travel to the United States. Think of it this way, consular officers only have so much time with any one visa applicant, right? And so they've got to pull information from all of these sources. And this is a big one. It's a big one when we see in our data that a full fifth of Liberian travelers overstay their visa or just never leave the United States. One more thing that a Liberian applicant has to overcome, right? So let's be clear. In the United States, our immigration law says that anyone applying for a visa to visit the United States, a consular officer has to assume is going to stay, right? And so it's on the visa applicant to prove to the consular officer that they are going to come back to Liberia or they're going to leave the United States, right? And for a Liberian, this is one more obstacle they need to overcome, right? Not just saying what's going to bring me back to Liberia, but what's going to make me different from this very large section of the population that overstays.
He's Nick Wooden, a consular officer at the U.S. Embassy near Monrovia. They're speaking on the Support Morning Show. Well, on that note, this is how we like to draw the curtains on this early morning edition of the program King's News Broom. But before we take a leave of you, stories we close the carry this morning. Opposition Coalition for Democratic Change accuses ruling Unity Party of deploying clandestine and wartime methods to harass and arrest individuals perceived as political opponents. U.S. government re-emphasizes its position imposing stringent measures that could prevent Liberians stay and overstay in the United States beyond their stipulated time. Mother of a 21-year-old man expresses disappointment in the Liberian health sector after tragic death of her son at the St. Joseph's Catholic Hospital in Congotown, attributes her son's death to the country's poor health system. And away from Liberia, U.S. accuses paramilitary rapid support forces of Sudan genocide and sanction its leader. Many thanks to all of our contributors, correspondents who helped making this edition of King's News Broom a success. But before we take a leave of you, thanks so much for watching and viewing. My name is Otis Sankan. I presented this early morning edition of the program.